be a little wider shot of me. I'm sure that's what you want.
Live from the beignet capital of the world, New Orleans, Louisiana. It's All Over the Road Live with Victor Del Giorno and Ted Kelly. He's world famous. I'm the announcer guy speaking now in the Coin Trader Studios in the COVID-19 newsroom. Here's Victor Del Giorno.
Yes, indeed. You know what? You love it. You can't live without it. I told you. I kept telling you that we were going to do this booger live on Facebook. Now, look, please excuse some of the things because out of all the people that are on our cast, of course, Ted is here. Ted, say hello.
Hey, what's up?
Ted's in Baton Rouge. Out of all the people that are involved with this show, I'm probably the least likely to be in charge of all this technical stuff.
Yeah,
but
that's probably true. But unfortunately, all the technical stuff is at your house.
Well, in case Randy Lane is watching, here's what's coming up on this blockbuster hour. We're gonna call Dan Snyder here in a minute.
Yeah.
And for me to do that, what I'm gonna have to do is take the phone off my All Over the Road cup and then FaceTime in Dan, so you'll be able to see Dan along with Ted. So Dan Snyder is going to be on.
Okay.
Also, All-Pro kicker of the New Orleans Saints, Will Lutz, is going to be on. Will was supposed to have gotten married on the 11th of this month, which I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean of March?
Yeah, he was supposed to be 11th of April.
Oh, it was supposed to be coming up on April.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to talk to him because he had to cancel his wedding, and we're just talking about a few things with him. He's hanging out, waiting for us to call him. Also, we're going to have Ryan V on. Ryan V is a nurse at one of the local hospitals that's really going to give us an insight on what it's like to be in the belly of the beast with this COVID crisis. So it's going to be an interesting show. It's going to be an interesting show. So
it's going to be interesting to say the least. It's going to be interesting. It is interesting. It's an interesting time. Kind of crazy too. What is this day?
17.
Is it day 17?
Yeah, I think it's 17. I'm pretty sure.
Jeez.
It's day 17.
But all the days just run together, so it doesn't really matter. I guess not.
And it's been a little rough. I mean, I'm thinking also maybe I'm going to try to sneak a call into my granddaughter Harper, who I really haven't seen since this has happened, and has been a very, disappointing thing for me because
Oh yeah.
And Harper and I are pretty good buddies, and not being able to see her has been, very difficult. So we're going to give Dan Snyder a call. Of course, when you talk to Dan Snyder, when we talk to him, we're going to be telling you about his website, tunnelofhope.org. They're taking donations to fight the opioid crisis. Also, who's very involved with him, Ted, is Miss America, Camille. I can't remember her last. Would you remember her last name? Camille?
Is it Schreier?
Yeah, Camille Schreier. She is the Miss America 2020, and we're actually going to have her on a show pretty soon. So that ought to be really good. So we're going to have him on there.
She's from Virginia, I believe, right?
Yeah, she's from Virginia. And her she had a very interesting talent in the competition. We won't go over it now, but she has a very interesting talent and of course her cause. Her cause is the opioid crisis. Before we get going, there's a couple organizations that I want to mention. First of all, I want to thank all the first responders, all the people working in the hospitals, people that are working in these restaurants that are helping us with, takeouts, the ones that are unemployed right now. Our prayers and thoughts are with you. Hopefully this thing, but you gotta practice this social distancing. You just can't, you've got to do it, and there's a lot of people that aren't doing it. We went to the Costco the other day and I wore my mask and my gloves. Every time I go out, mask and gloves. There's all kinds of reports of people of all ages getting this thing. So, it's not going to go away as long as people don't cooperate. But some of the people that are really making a difference, Feeding America, you can make a donation or learn more about them at feedingamerica.org. Also, First Responders Children's Foundation, which is first, the number one, strcf.org. Just some of the people that, are trying to, do their best when dealing with this. So,
hey, Vic, can I mention real quick?
Go ahead.
Those first responders are very important. The people that, medical, of course, the medical workers and all that. And I also want to mention workers who are in the janitorial service, which is my daughter, Mary,
Mm-hmm.
and she oversees a large custodial service here in Baton Rouge, and it's got locations in Texas as well. But they're on the front lines as well, so let's not forget about them because they're having to go in there and clean every day, and they're under a lot of stress. And companies and a lot of the plants on the Mississippi River are asking for special cleaning at this time because they just want to keep everything as speckless as possible, so to speak, and as clean and and all that. So that's really a hard thing to having to work a lot of extra hours. Fortunately, they are working as opposed to some people who don't have a job at this point or got furloughed over the past week. If you see the news this morning, like 700,000 unemployed in the U.S. just in the last month, 700,000 total. And then it was how many unemployment requests were made yesterday? It was a record set. It's just crazy. And right now you got to rely on your faith, your friends, your family, and do the best you can. Excuse me? And hang in there. Sorry about that. Just hang in there and do the best you can.
Well, this has never happened before, so you just got to make the best of it. That's all you can do. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do. I think the things that you said are great things, and whatever you hold near and dear, those are the things that are important. Now, I'm trying to, get Dan on here, but you told me how to do this. You do the effects. How do you do it? Okay, so I hit effects, and then I this is what I got. I mean,
slide up on your phone.
Oh, we slide up.
Call it.
Oh, I got to slide up. Oh, I see.
From the bottom, yeah.
Okay, so now you got to add a person. Add a person.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's get Dan.
And then,
yeah, Dan's expecting our call. Let's see, Dan Snyder.
That's good. I saw where he posted on his Facebook page just a few minutes ago.
No, look, I'm pressing on it. Nothing's happening. What kind of show is it? Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. I know
there you go.
That. You can see that. Okay, we're trying to get hold of
the pharmacist Schneider.
Yeah, the pharmacist. Let's see. Is it happening?
It says waiting.
This is live.
We're
Facebook.
waiting for Dan to answer. Yeah, he posted on his Facebook page just a few minutes ago that he's going to be on.
It's not calling him though. It just says waiting.
It
says waiting. Whatever. Why is it doing that? Nick is watching. Nick, why is it doing that? Oh, we also would welcome your comments on Facebook. I see those things pop up, and you gotta fill. Oh, Nick's saying you gotta fill no dead air. Well, Nick, dead air is like crickets. That's what dead air is. All right. Well, so for some reason that didn't work. Hold on. Let me try it again.
If this was radio, that would apply. But this is not radio.
Okay. Wait a minute. Scroll down. Scroll up. Oh God, this is horrible.
Katie checked in. Your daughter Katie checked in.
I don't know. I can't get this to work, Teddy. I can't get it to work.
Boy, the rehearsal went so well.
Yeah, rehearsal did go well. I don't know why it's not going well now. But
it really did.
All right. I may have to nix you and come back to you, okay?
You can always do that.
Okay, so I can get Dan
on. Up to you.
All right, let me see if I can get Dan on. Hold on a second.
All right.
Here we go.
Get Dan and then call me back.
Yeah, my phone's getting stupid. All right, hold on. Let's see if we can get Dan now. All right.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
Oh, come on, Dan. It goes right to voicemail. All right. All right. All right, hold on one second. Let me try it. Let me see if we can. We're gonna have to do something else here. Hold on. I love this music. Don't you love it? We welcome your comments here on Facebook Live. Just go to the Over the Road. Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, hey.
Dude, I went to call Dan Snyder, and he didn't pick up.
Oh, no.
So I had to push you up. Because we can't have, we can't have this. We can't have this, big old.
Right.
You know what?
Yeah, no problem.
You know what?
No problem.
Okay, so Ryan V's on the phone with right now. Ryan is you are what would be your official nursing capacity?
I'm a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for a little over 10 years now in the New Orleans area. Take care of mostly heart patients after they've had heart attack, heart surgery, things like that.
And you were getting ready to work in a COVID-19 unit, correct? We want to know what is it like going to the hospitals? And I mean, I know we see it on TV and all that, but here in the New Orleans area, tell me what's going on to the best of your ability.
Yeah. So, this all started about 5-6 weeks ago. We started hearing about it a lot in the news that it was in China. And then, so the hospitals kind of started to gear up and prepare that it could come here. And the hospital that I work at in New Orleans was really one of the first hospitals in the area to have a positive patient.
Dan, if you're watching, hold on. Dan, if you're watching, as soon as I'm done with Ryan here, let me call you back, okay? Because Dan Snyder's clicking in right now. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so going back. All right, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. So we got that first patient in on, I guess we'll just call it day one. And so everybody kind of got a little bit, heightened alert at that point. And then within days, we started having 3, 4, 5. The number just kept doubling with the COVID patients in the hospital. So at that point, they started shutting down the units that were not, I guess you could say, essential units, that they could kind of, put everybody in one area that could, help the most.
Right. Well, I remember it just so happened this way. Of course, Ryan is not only just a nurse here in New Orleans, he's my nephew. Okay. And you just happened to be over my house the day you were coming over to the house, and it was the day where the first COVID-19 case hit Louisiana. This was number one. And you'd come over that day and say, "Hey, man, at that point, no one had tested positive in Louisiana." All right.
That's right.
And then you
came
over.
Day one.
Yeah, and you came over and told me, "Look, somebody just tested positive." It wasn't even on the news yet.
No, I don't think. I mean, it may have just been on the news, or it was. Yeah, it was pretty close.
So, do you think the equipment that they get for these responders in the hospitals, this PPE, personal protection equipment, is that what they call it?
Yes, PPEs, the mask, the gloves, the gowns, and the shield, the eye shields. So I don't think any hospital in the country was probably prepared to have enough PPEs. I just don't think, there's only so much you have on supply. And for something like this, where you have to constantly constantly have the PPE on and take it off, take it on and off, you have to throw away the equipment as soon as you leave the patient's room, and then use new equipment when you go in another patient's room. That drains the resources pretty quickly.
We're talking with Ryan V., who is a registered nurse here in New Orleans and has been on the front lines of battling this virus, this COVID-19 virus. And so what's been going on at the house? Is everybody, how's Angie doing? Is she kind of, I understand you had some symptoms, correct?
Yeah. So actually, as I was transitioning to the COVID unit at the place where I work, that day I started to have a low fever, and started to feel a little lethargic. My breathing was a little off. So went home. The next day I still had the same symptoms, and by the time I tried to go get tested, it was too late. in the day because these tests are only, if you don't get there early in the morning, there's long lines and, you have to wait till the next day. So finally on that third day, I went and got tested and they said 3 to 5 days for the results. So finally on the fifth day after I got tested, I got the call and they did say that I was negative, which was kind of a surprise to me, being that I had most of the symptoms. I had 4 days of fever, low fever, the weakness, the fatigue, the slight trouble breathing and coughing. So, it was kind of iffy. I didn't know if it was just some other respiratory virus or if it was COVID. Of course, you're thinking it's COVID, so you're isolating yourself. You're not coming out of the room, and it's, you start thinking the worst. Is this going to get worse, or am I going to make it, and all that? So I was a little relieved. Mm-hmm. However, my doctor was telling me that there's a lot of false negative test results with the swab that they stick up your nose. So, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I don't know. My swab says I'm negative. My doctor thinks I was positive and thinks I had a false negative. So that's where I'm at right now.
You're feeling all right now?
Now I'm feeling all right. I mean, It's been about 12 days, almost 12 days, maybe 11 days since this all started.
You hear the round of applause you're getting, don't you? You hear that? A little round of applause?
Oh, no, that's great.
Yeah, because you feel better. All right.
Yeah, I am feeling better.
Stay safe, whatever you do, stay safe. Yeah. And can you keep us posted on a few things?
Yeah, definitely. I'll be going back to work on Monday, and I guess I'll be back, trying to help these patients, the COVID patients. I'm hoping that this thing doesn't last too much longer.
You'll go get them, baby. You're the man.
All right. Okay.
All right, Ryan. Be safe. Okay. Our prayers with you and your family. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for being on All Over the Road New Orleans Facebook Live today. One of many. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Have a great day.
You too. Many of you know, last week, my third grandson was born, Wesley Andrew Obel. It's Nick's little boy. And we're very thankful that he's very healthy. He's doing extremely well. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people don't know this, but my daughter, Emily, was in quarantine here for a good while, a little bit before it all came out. And we have every reason to believe that she had it, but God was graceful and faithful, and the child is completely healthy, and we're, absolutely glad to hear that. So, okay, let's see if we can get back with Dan Snyder here. Get him on this thing. Dan Snyder, of course, is the main subject of the. There he is. There's Dan. Dan.
There we go. Finally got you.
How's
didn't know what buttons. I didn't know what buttons to press.
You and me both. Let me see if I can set you. Oh, you're spinning, Dan. You're spinning over here. Okay, hold on. Let me get you on here so people can see you. Dan Snyder is, of course, the man that is fighting an opioid crisis. That's his cause. He was the main subject of the Netflix docuseries called The Pharmacist. And Dan, thanks for the T-shirt. I know. I should have worn my pharmacist. I was wearing it yesterday. The Pharmacist T-shirt, and it looks pretty good. Are you hearing me okay, Dan?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right, try
Hang
not.
on.
Okay.
You got to turn my computer down. Okay, go ahead. I'm all right.
You can't have it blaring. Okay. All right, Dan. So we had talked off the air, and you had told me a little bit about. I can only see half your face. Can you get your whole face?
All right. Let me see if I can.
There you go. Because you got a good looking face. How's Annie? Everybody's good?
Well, I don't know about good looking, but anyway.
You're good. So you said that there were a couple things that you wanted to talk about in regards to COVID-19, and I didn't ask you about it because I know that it's going to be good. I said, well, let's just wait to get him on and see what is. So what do you make of all this?
Well, it's quite an unusual situation, which is why we're on Facebook now instead of maybe being in your studio.
Right.
But it's everybody's life seems to have changed, and although I'm still working on my cause, we have to take some time for this COVID-19 or coronavirus. Okay, there's a few comments that I want to make, kind of like you might say public service announcements, sort of.
Go ahead.
Okay, number one, we are concerned from my perspective with the drug situation. We're really concerned with the stress right now that's going on, and a lot of people who maybe are in recovery that they may relapse or they may start using more drugs.
Right.
Okay. And so we want to get a message out there for not only to maybe the potential addicts, but maybe their family. Keep an eye out on somebody who has had a drug problem. Okay. And you can go to a pharmacy, any pharmacy, and assuming they have it in stock, they can issue you some Narcan, which could save a life if you happen to have it and somebody overdoses. We really think that the overdose death rate right now is going to go up. Okay, so one way to combat that would be having Narcan. I also found out something interesting about Narcan just recently. Somebody actually told me this. I didn't know it. And in a low dose, it's called naltrexone, and it stimulates the immune system. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people who have weakened immune systems that are concerned about this coronavirus, they can take this naltrexone. Now, I don't think it's a magic bullet, but they are giving it to people who had transplants and have their immune system reduced. It's supposed to stimulate the immune system. So you can get a doctor would have to write a prescription for that, but you can get naltrexone 50 milligrams. Right. So that's some of the things that I wanted to see. I made some notes here too. I'm trying to look at my notes. Okay. Also, I wanted to say this. Okay. Obviously, everybody's saying stay home. I want to reiterate that. It's important that the best battle we have, or the best tool we have right now, is just social separation. Stay at home as much as you can, not intermingling. And then I also want to mention this drug called hydrochloroquine.
Right, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, they're talking about it that may have some effectiveness, and I'm okay with that because, I can see it doesn't really cause any harm, and it may or may not work. But we do have an issue here. This is another thing. It's a shame when you mention that this thing might work, everybody wants to go out and buy it. Mm-hmm. They get their doctors to call when you need a prescription, okay? And all the pharmacies are out of it. Okay. Yeah. And this was supposed to be intended for somebody who actually had the coronavirus.
Right. It's not a preventative thing. It's something you take. I mean, when you're in bad shape, you take it.
That's right. But this preventative thing, all of a sudden, people are hoarding this thing up, and then nobody who really needs it can get it. Right. So please try to exercise some judgment. Maybe the doctors might start exercising better judgment too. That these people should test positive, or at least have serious symptoms, okay, before they actually try to get this drug, assuming you can even get it, okay? But I think it's worth a try for somebody who's in a bad situation. It's going to take a long time before we have tests to prove how effective it is, but I haven't heard any negatives yet. So that's some of the things I wanted to bring out about the situation. Maybe you've got some questions that I can.
Yeah, I was wondering what your views were. Do you think, first of all, if you're watching right now on Facebook Live and you have a question for the pharmacist Dan Snyder, just go on the screen, and I'm looking at it right now, and you got a question, and I'll say, just your first name, where you're from, and what your question is. I'd be more than happy to ask Dan right now. I'm looking at the screen right now. But my question is, what do you think? You think the media has done a little bit to cause this panic? I mean, you got these people looking to get that drug for preventive reasons. Do you think that the media is kind of scaring people, or do you think they're covering it about just right?
You asking me now?
Yeah, I'm asking. Ian?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got kind of mixed feelings on it. They kind of went up and down. Sometimes they've been under, sometimes they've been over. I think they're starting to get it just about right. I mean, let's face it, this Dr. Fauci, okay, he's got some pretty serious consequences. And even Donald Trump now, who originally kind of took this a little too easily, okay, and now you can see the seriousness in his face, and he's definitely letting these two doctors speak almost for him. Okay, and I don't know if the media can overplay that. It's grim, but it's honest. And all we can do is maybe pray, and we can try to keep ourselves healthy and keep the social separation going. So I know that's not a direct answer, but I think there's been times when they overplayed it, times when they underplayed it. But I think right now it's pretty serious, and most of them are getting it just about right.
Okay. And I understand that, your website's been taken off, right? Tunnellove.org. You're getting a lot of interest in the new website?
Yes, we are. We absolutely are.
Tunnel of Hope. Tunnel of Hope. I don't mean Tunnel of Love is a
tunnelofhope.org.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought it up because we in a recruiting phase right now. We can't do a lot of organization, some by phone, but we are in a recruiting phase, and people can spread the message. And the larger number we get people who we can call supporters that really go online and register and basically have an email address that I can reach them at. Eventually, I want to be able to have some, I call it a people's lobby. Eventually, I want to be able to have some pressure on the politicians to do more. Of course, with this coronavirus, I have to admit, I know we kind of fall in secondary, but I mean, I'm planning for how this is going to emerge in a couple of months, okay? Because, and keep in mind that 130 or more people a day die every day for the past 10, 15 years with the opiate. I'm not going to call it a pandemic. I've had calls from all around the world telling me that they have problems in other countries.
I don't know. I don't know if this pertains to you, but Shirley in Algiers wants to know if do you have? I don't know if this is in your area where you could really answer this, but do you have to have an N95 mask, or will any mask do if you don't have one of those masks?
I know a little bit about it, mainly from watching TV, basically. But the N95 is a more sophisticated mask. It's a better mask, so obviously it affords more protection. But I would say that the cheap mask, any kind of a mask, even if you tie a handkerchief around your face some kind of way, a bandana or something, anything that you can get to cover your nose and your mouth will prevent you from spitting it out to other people. It's not just so much you getting it; it's more you not giving it. That's the main purpose of those masks. But the 95 mask is definitely more effective. But the other one, I would say, is I don't know, it's 50 or 80% as effective, but both are good.
The other thing I wanted to ask you too is I've heard that they're saying if you have symptoms, do not take ibuprofen. Have you heard that?
Exactly. Yes, I have heard that, and I've tried to get as much info on that as I can. And
what's the deal with that? Why?
Well, it seems it's anecdotal again, but it seems as though if at a certain stage, if you take ibuprofen with the corona, if you have the coronavirus and you take it, it seems to speed up the attack on the lungs. It has something to do with the anti-inflammatory thing, which seems like it would help, but in this case, it doesn't. There's some science behind it. The way I would say is this: even if it's not the case, there are other drugs that you can take instead of ibuprofen. I mean, if you can handle aspirin, aspirin's a miracle drug.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can't handle aspirin, there's a few Tylenol. Okay, for fever. Okay. So I would avoid ibuprofen. Now, if you have no symptoms and no indication you have it, it doesn't really make a difference. But if you get close to knowing you have it or you test positive, I would avoid it just to be on the safe side.
Okay. And now we were talking a little bit earlier today. You said that Miss America.
We disconnected him.
Are you there, Dan?
Yeah, I'm back. We kind of lost each other.
Just a couple more minutes. I'll let you go. Miss America, Camille, what is her? Shriver? How do you say her last name?
It's Shriver. It starts off spelling just like mine, SCH or IEER, I believe it is.
Now tell us a little bit about her and your relationship with her, because it was very.
Well, it's really a strange situation. Believe it or not, the way I contacted her, one of the ways I have is I had to get an attorney when I signed my contracts to do this Netflix thing. And I picked an attorney called named Suzette Toledano. She has an office on top of the House of Blues, believe it or not. Right. And she wrote my contract up, and this was maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. And when the thing broke, me and my wife were like laying in the bed, and she called me all excited. Dan, this thing is really it's exploding. Everybody knows about it. You did a great job. All this other stuff. And she said, but you know what? I got something better. And I said, well, what's that? She says, I just signed Miss America's contract to handle her. Mm-hmm. And I said, so? And she said, well, she's a pharmacy student. She's got the same platform as you.
Right.
Okay? And so she knows, my attorney knows Camille's mother real well. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that started the contact, but there's other ways that we have contacted now. Now we've done some podcasts together, some conference calls together. We have planned, we were actually supposed to be in Washington, I think May 18th or 19th, before the National Press Club. And they were going to introduce me and her together fighting this battle. But that was called off because of the coronavirus. Okay. But we talk regularly and we're doing things together. And I think she probably wouldn't mind doing your show.
I want to get her on.
New Orleans is one of the hot spots. So maybe we can say something.
Yeah, let's get something set up. All right, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for being on, okay? And we're going to get to Will Lutz. So don't keep watching the live stream. Okay, we get Will Lutz on. I know you're a big Saints fan.
We had a little blank right there. A little blank spot.
I said we're going to get Will Lutz on. Be sure to stand by and keep watching because I know you're a huge Saints fan.
He does some great job. Oh, wait, can I get one other message?
Yeah, sure, buddy.
Okay. The other message I want to get in is, look, I'm retired. I mean, I do my advocacy, but I'm retired. I'm on Social Security. Okay. I got some money in the bank. I got a little small pension. Okay.
What are you going to ask?
I'm going to get these checks. I really don't need these checks. Okay. Now, I'm not saying nobody turns money down. Okay.
Yeah.
But when I get these checks, I plan on allocating 20% of what I get to charity. Okay. So the message is, if you can afford it, when you get these checks, if you really didn't necessarily need it, see if you can't give some back.
Very good. I like that idea. That's a good idea. You from Dan Snyder, the pharmacist. Well, look, buddy, I love you, man. Thanks a lot. Okay, look at him. Look. All right, bud.
Hopefully.
Dan Snyder. Okay. Sarah Pena is someone that knows a little bit about stuff. She just commented on our Facebook page that, yes, it is true about the ibuprofen being something you don't want to take because she says you will bleed out on ibuprofen faster than you will on like Tylenol. So that's what she says. Also, social distancing is something that, from what I understand, the governor has been really, hot and heavy on this, that it hasn't been something that people are actually, really abiding by. So if you're not doing that, or if you know someone that's not doing that, make sure you do it. I know this has been very painful for me because I got a brand new grandson I have seen once. My two grand boys, 2.5-year-old guys, I haven't seen them. I miss them. And of course, one of my best friends in the whole wide world, Harper Grace, my granddaughter, I have also not had a chance to see. And it's been a little bit tough. All right. So let's see if we can't get Will on here. He's standing by. He didn't want to FaceTime, so. Katie's watching. Katie, part of the program.
Hello.
She loves Danny. Hey, Will. Victor Del Giorno. How are you?
Good. What's up, guys?
Oh, man. We're just, doing a little live Facebook action here. We just had Dan, the pharmacist, on, and we had a nurse on that has been in the belly of the beast with this COVID-19. Now, of course, in case you don't know, people that are watching on Facebook, this is the all-pro kicker for the New Orleans Saints. He's money. I think he's the best in the business. Let's give him a big hand, Will Lutz.
Is that a real crowd?
Oh, yeah, it's a real crowd. Well, they're a distant crowd, Will. They're a distant crowd. We're trying to work out some of the kinks here, doing this thing live. So tell me what's going on. I know you were supposed to get married on April the 11th, right?
Yeah, which we unfortunately had to postpone, but we get it. Health is most important, especially with friends and family being involved. So, obviously it was a frustrating time, but we understood. And at the end of the day, we're still going to get married. So we try to have as much of a positive outlook on that as possible. But other than that, not much is going on. I mean, just as much as everyone else right now. So just trying to cope with the changes.
What is your fiance's name?
Megan.
Megan. So now, the wedding was supposed to be here in New Orleans, or was it somewhere else?
Yeah, we were doing a New Orleans wedding. We met here. So, with me being from Atlanta, her being from Destin, we figured no matter where we had it, it was gonna be a destination wedding for people. So we decided to do it in New Orleans.
So now, what does the venue tell you? They tell you, look, we're going to call you when we can do it. Is that how that works?
Well, unfortunately, they're booked out for the rest of the year because they had their normal bookings, and
right.
They can't really make special changes for that. But we'll find a venue. I'm sure we'll find someone who's open, whether it's the one that we chose in the first place or a new one. But we'll make it happen. So,
what you've been doing while this thing's going on? You've been doing any kicking? Have you kicked the football lately?
Well, I have kicked a few times. I've been fortunate that I've had access to a field alone, of course. But it's been tough, that's for sure, because so many people have said no to even allowing, high schools, and, Tulane is completely shut down. So it's been tough, but I've been trying to make the most out of it, whether it's training in my backyard as far as, some type of little cardio circuit or whatnot. But it's tough, but, we're all going through it together, so I'm not the only one.
Well, if you ever want to kick him and need somebody to catch him, I'll catch him for you.
No, there we go. As long as you're at least 50 yards away. 50 yards is more than 6 feet, so
How hard can it be? How hard can it be? It's like judging a fly ball.
Not hard at all.
So you heard from any of your teammates on some things that they got going on, or some things that might be interesting to know?
As far as what's going on with the coronavirus deal and quarantining?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So, we try to keep in touch as much as we can, especially, we just did the new CBA, so there's a lot of conversation during that. But, like I said, everyone's just kind of trying to make the best out of it. And, everyone's being positive because there's a lot more than just us involved in this. So, some guys are fortunate to have a home gym. They can use that. But, we're bouncing ideas off of each other as well. So we're just trying to be in the best shape possible when the time comes that we can get back into the facility.
Tell us a little bit about your foundation.
So I do not currently have a foundation myself, but I do partner. I work both with Team Gleason. I've done a few matching deals with them as far as, I did for a couple of years. I did every field goal. I donated a certain amount and fans could match. And we're actually running a deal on Monday night. They're replaying the game that Steve blocked a punt, and they're going to have a matching deal going on there. I don't have all the information for that right now, but so we do have a deal going on with that Monday. And then I work really close with Morstead's Foundation, which is What You Give Will Grow. I do his annual event every year.
Yeah.
And I think we raise about $75,000 a year for that. So I try, while I don't have my own, I try to, work with other teammates to help their foundations.
Have you heard anything about Sean's condition, Sean Payton's?
I know as much as you guys know.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he's healthy, and he's been cleared. He's been retested and been cleared of this virus. But I know I thought it was very cool what he did. He made it known that he did have it, and he made it a point to people to be, not necessarily live in fear, but we got to be cautious of this thing. So I thought that was cool that he used his platform when, he could have easily kept it quiet. And so, but he's good now, and he's reached out to all of us and said he's healthy and just waiting for the next move.
Is he nice to you, Will? Sean?
He can be a little scary. Definitely be a little scary. When he talks to me, it's probably not a good thing.
Not that it's often, but probably every time you miss, which isn't often.
Yeah. Look, he is very positive when it calls for, but like I said, if he's dealing with a specialist, it's probably not a good thing.
Well, look, we really do appreciate you being on here today. And we hope everything works out with your wedding and everything. And maybe as it gets closer, as time goes on by, we can have you on the program again. We'll have you on one of the podcasts when we record things and it's not so hectic. How's that?
Yeah, gladly. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Okay. Let's see. I think that's it. There's some questions coming along in front of the screen that,
okay.
Let's see. What was one of them? Ask him about the first season and the kick sixes. What are those? What does that mean?
Oh, okay. That's a fun topic for me. Let's see. So my rookie year was kind of rough. Unfortunately we didn't have a good season as a whole, but unfortunately we had a few kicks that were blocked that which is I've never seen this happen. We had 3 kicks blocked and all 3 returned for touchdowns. I've never seen that happen. And unfortunately, when a kick does not go in, I'm the first one to blame. So I happily take all that blame. But I think the best thing about that year and those 3 kicks is, I was able to grow from it and I was able to find my weaknesses. And fortunately, it was a losing year. Not fortunately, but fortunately, it did not, change our season. It wasn't our year that year, and I was able to take those mistakes and grow from it. And I would say that I've been pretty successful the last few years since then. So it was a learning curve. It was a learning curve for me.
Wasn't one of them an extra point that returned? It was 2 points or something. Was that one of them?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. What people don't understand is that guy jumped over the line to block a kick. There was nothing I could do about that. So while that is tied to me, I get it. I understand. But that's one of those freak things that, unfortunately, it wasn't our year and things didn't go our way. And that was one of them. There's nothing you can really do about that.
Who cares what they think? Man, you're a great kicker. You're the best kicker. You're the best kicker. Morton Anderson was pretty good, but
he's had a pretty successful career.
But he never kicked in any meaningful games. That was the problem with him. I think when you first started, this is my non-expert opinion. I think when you first got started, you were kicking it kind of low because you got a big leg and you like to drive the ball. Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong here? You want to drive it, right? Especially on the longer field goals.
Yeah, I mean, of course, on the longer field goals, you do like to drive it, but sometimes my miss hits, the ball come out a little lower. That's my miss hit. But fortunately, I fixed it since then. So it's been fixed, I think. We haven't had many blocks since.
We watch all the games over here in Lakeview. And, I live right down the street from your friend Dave. I live right down the street. Okay. And we watch all the games here. And every time they trot you out, I have one word that I always say. I always go, "Oh, here he comes." I go, "Money."
Well, I appreciate that. I try to say that to myself before every kick too.
Did you hear the rim shot? He's money.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Your money, baby. Well, look, we'll have you on again if you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. Maybe we'll line you up and have you on again. Maybe have you here down here once we can get within a few feet of each other, have you in the beautiful Coin Trader Studios here in Lakeview. I thank you very much. Will Lutz, probably the greatest kicker that ever lived.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Bubba. Take care. Will Lutz. Live on Facebook. Let's see. All right, let me see if I can get Teddy back here. I'm going to get Teddy back on, and we'll wrap this thing up. Once again, we do appreciate any of your comments on Facebook. I think this a question that I would have. Let me get Teddy on here real quick. Hey, Teddy.
I'm back, huh?
Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. We're going to have to iron all this out, but we eventually will.
You had a few technical glitches, but all in all, not too bad.
See, now look, it's asking me to add a person. Wait, let me click on you here. Let's see. Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like this. There you see Teddy. He's home. What was I going to ask you?
Yeah.
Jeez. I can't remember. All right. So we had Will on. We had Dan Snyder on. we got some time to fill. What do you want to talk about? Nobody's asking any questions. There's no questions. Oh, when we do this, when I see the thing on here on Facebook where people are asking questions, does everybody see that? Or is just I'm seeing
everybody who's watching you live? Yeah, they can see all the questions coming in.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I
see all the questions, all the comments.
Because there was one when I was talking. There was one
20 viewers right now. I guess not too bad.
There was one. There was one when I was talking to Dan Snyder where I kind of made one up.
Yeah.
I made it up. So when I make it up, they know I made it up now, right? I'm hearing that you can't see you. All right, here you are.
Yeah, I guess if they're paying attention to it, yeah, they would know you make that.
Okay.
But it's nothing different than we used to do in radio where we would, tell our friends to call it. You know what I mean?
You are watching live on Facebook, a special edition of All Over the Road New Orleans. I'm the announcer guy speaking. For those of you that just listen to the podcast and have never seen the announcer guy in person, he looks a lot like me, Ted. The announcer.
They look a lot alike.
We look a lot alike.
Dude.
All right, well, be with us again tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to try to get Miss America on. Okay, Dan
Mr.
is
America?
yeah, Miss America.
Miss America.
We're going to try to get her on, and Dan says he can get that done, so we're going to work on that, and we're also going to. Yep. Who else did I have? Dr. Abear from Channel 6. I got to try to reach out to him a little bit. I figured
tomorrow is Saturday, right?
I know. That's why it's going to be easier to get a hold of him, I'm thinking.
Okay, good. Okay, just making sure you knew what day it was.
Yeah. So this was a nice little try, a nice little attempt.
Yeah.
We're
pretty good.
First time we ever did it.
You had to dump me at the beginning, but that wasn't your fault. Dan said he didn't know what button to push or whatever to answer the FaceTime call.
And then maybe we can work on that thing that he's been using, that little, what did you call it?
Yeah.
Nick called it something.
Right.
Oh, you know what I want to do? Hold on.
Let me see. We can FaceTime, Katie and Nick and even Derek, right, in the future.
Wait, hold on a second.
Okay.
Let's see if we can do this again, because we tried it earlier and it didn't work.
What's that?
Adding a person.
Oh, you're going to give it another?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Somebody.
Hey, Katie.
Oh.
I was just watching you on Facebook Live.
We're still on, Katie.
Hi.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Dad, you need to shut your shade.
What's that?
Shut your shade.
What shade?
His shade's in his office. It makes it hard to see him. The sun's gleaming in his face.
That's Teddy. Yeah, Teddy. Adjust your shades. I mean, I can see light beaming in there like the Shekinah glory or something.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, we're talking to you. What's your shade?
How's that?
No, it's still, there's like light beaming right on your face.
I have a big window in my office.
Well, shut the
here. See the big window.
Well, that's better. Now I can see it. Stop.
What?
Right there. Stop. Right there.
I thought you want to see my deer head. Look, you'd be proud. Look at that.
It's nice.
Nick just said that you're glowing. You're glowing.
Well, yeah.
All right, Katie. So did you hear? Where's Harper?
She is coming out the restroom as we speak. Harpy, Granddaddy wants to tell you hi on this podcast.
Katie, you come here. There's my granddaughter. Hey, babe. It's me, your granddaddy. You're on live on Facebook. I've been talking about you, how I haven't had a chance to see you, and I miss you.
She doesn't know what to make of it.
She's choking.
Harper.
Choking under pressure. So, Katie, what do you think? When's going to be the next time we can do a show, you think?
When everybody asks me these types of questions, I just respond with, I don't know.
What do you think of our coronavirus music track?
It's a COVID-19 special from the Coin Trader newsroom. Here's Katie Bellarino.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
That sounds great.
What's going on,
Goose? This was a really great show. I felt like it was extremely informative. I loved it.
Well,
you loved it.
Yeah, no.
There you go.
It was a show. I promised to do a show live tomorrow. I think Teddy, I might just go on by myself and just yap. Oh, maybe just tell some jokes.
Well, making myself it's your show.
People go live all the time and just answer questions. If you let your fans know what time you'll be live, they can tune in and just send in questions.
Right.
Erin says she really likes the music, the COVID-19 news music. We paid good money for this.
It's great music.
She also says Katie needs a stand.
Be sure to practice social distancing, everyone.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I was picking up some food for your mom the other day, and I was waiting for him to bring the bag out. I was over at Boulevard in Metairie does a great job. You know the old Houstons?
Yeah.
They do a great job. You call it in, they come bring it out to the car. Well, they were bringing it out the car, so I got out the car and I was standing there. And right before the guy went to bring my food out, I was about to sneeze. So I was trying.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so I'm trying to hold in the sneeze. So he comes out, and I go running. You know,
you go running.
Yeah, I guess I had to sneeze. It's terrible.
That is hilarious. Good call.
The same thing happened to me. Yeah,
fight or flight. He was running.
Now look,
I was about to drive up to the window at Starbucks, and I was sneezing him the next car. It's weird. You have to think about things like that.
Yeah.
I guess you have to.
What are these women doing without getting their hair done, Katie? What are they doing? Are they going to buy the box color?
No one's done that yet. I'm sure some people have, but a lot of my clients are waiting. And we sell like a root spray that people can put on in the time being, and it comes off in the shower. It's not permanent, but no one's really seeing anybody. So it's kind of like a great time to like let your hair take a break because you're not seeing anybody. Yeah.
Yeah, my hair's a mess, as you can see.
Well,
you
could cut it yourself, but you would suggest that.
Don't touch your face.
No.
Katie, you haven't been touching your face, have you?
Don't cut your hair.
No, I have not touched my face.
I just did it a second ago. I had an itch. I touched my face.
It's the itch you can't scratch. You can't touch your face.
I washed my hand. I hear once you wash your hands, you can touch your face.
I guess.
Okay.
Depends on how good you wash your hands. Okay. You know what? I was thinking that maybe people could send in what some of the things they're looking forward to doing once they're out of quarantine. That might be kind of fun to read.
Good idea. Some things that you were looking forward to do once things get back to some kind of normalcy.
Yeah, like trips you want to take, what family gatherings or whatever, you know?
And just check in with us and let us know what's going on our Facebook page. We definitely want to get more interaction here. We're building a community here, just not a show, but a community. And Katie, I miss you. I mean, Katie came by the house the other night, Ted, and came in the backyard, and she wouldn't hug me. She was like, it was like I had a hairy mole on my nose or something.
You know, you fit a lot of the descriptions of the people that are high risk for this disease. So I'm keeping my distance from you because I love you and I'm trying to protect you.
Okay.
I feel great. I don't know what to tell you. But
that's because no one's been around you.
Okay. Right. Well, we'll get back. Maybe I'll call you tomorrow. You're going to be around?
Yeah, I'll be around. We might go see a laser light show in Metairie tonight. Someone named by the name of Richard Davies has made a laser light show in the front of his house with the Disney Castle. You tune into a local radio station and you can watch a laser fireworks show like you're at Disney World with music piped into your car. You and your family can go out and do something fun.
Where's this going to be?
It's on James Drive in Metairie, in between West Esplanade and the lake.
Okay. That sounds good. Well, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Have you seen what they're doing? A lot of it on, I guess it's on YouTube, where they've got, Teddy, they got that Phil Collins song In the Air Tonight. And they have that big drum solo that goes boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Feel it in the air. Well, what people are doing is they're opening up cabinets in their kitchens. And when it's time for that thing, they go and they slam all these cabinets and they've got it all worked out. It's really cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
I saw one
so
of those,
people are getting creative with this, not having anything to do. So anyway, a couple announcements real quick. Don't forget about Feeding America, feedingamerica.org. There are people out there that need food, and if you can donate to that, that'd be great. Also, for our first responders, God bless them all. First Responders Children's Foundation, and that's first1strcf.org. Do what you can. Don't forget to continue to keep supporting your local churches. If you're a giver, I got a call from a friend of mine the other day that asked me, what should I do? I normally, give to the church and I'm not working. And so, we had a little discussion on that. So, don't forget to support people that you normally support if you can. And, I think but what's really, really important is the fact that you do your part to not spread it. And that is going through the pain and agony like I'm going through, not seeing my family and just hanging around the house. So that's why I want to do these shows. I want to do these shows, but I'm hoping that the next one will be better. We'll see.
Well, this one was great.
Well, thank you, Katie. We miss you on the show. You're the heart of the show.
Miss y'all too. I'm the heart of the show. Signing off. Love y'all.
All right. See you later. See you later. You hear it, Teddy?
There you go.
We want to thank our guests for being on the big show. Dan Snyder, the pharmacist. Will Lutz, the greatest kicker that ever lived of the New Orleans Saints. He was on the show. And Ryan V., working at COVID-19 belly of the beast, and of course, the great, lovely, and talented Ted Kelly in Baton Rouge. My buddy, my brother in broadcasting.
That's it.
Anything else, Ted? That?
Yes, that's it, man. Sign off. We'll see you tomorrow. What time? You know what time tomorrow so people can plan ahead?
Let's do 3 o'clock tomorrow.
3 p.m. Central.
3 p.m. Central. Be sure to join us here on Facebook Live for another exciting edition of All Over the Road New Orleans Live. Anything else, Teddy?
That's just that. And then in the meantime, if you want to call, we'll take a call, 504-267-6006. Hit the Facebook page, Facebook / All Over the Road podcast. Thanks for downloading and the episodes. Great response to the pharmacist Dan Schneider interviews, the parts 1 and part 2. Of course, they're still up. They will be remain there. And a lot of people have listened to those 2 interviews that Vic did with Dan, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, they're really good, and he did a great job. And of course, he's become a big, part of the show. And don't forget about supporting his cause, which is tunnelofhope.org. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time live, All Over the Road, New Orleans.
This has been a presentation of GoldPricesNow.com. Thank you for listening. Ciao, baby.